Philip, just coming back to the results here in France, which I think do illustrate quite well what's going on in the rest of Europe, really. We've got Emmanuel Macron's La République En Marche, which are positioning themselves as centrist, but they themselves are a new faction, and Marine Le Pen, very overtly anti-European Eurosceptic. And the traditional parties really dropping away, the Les Républicains, the Parti Socialiste. Nobody really seems to know what's quite happened to those traditional parties.
Well, you were just talking a while ago about what was happening in the United Kingdom and the fall in support for both Labour and the Conservative Party. It's more or less the same thing here in France. If you look at the figures, you have the National Rally of Marine Le Pen, which is with 22 seats. The Emmanuel Macron's party, the Republic on the Move, which has got 21. Then the Greens rising right the way up there to 12. Les Républicains, the former right-wing party which ran the country, of which Nicolas Sarkozy was the president, they've fallen down to 7. And the Socialists, which were just in power up until when Emmanuel Macron took power 2 years ago, they're now on 6, having lost 7 seats. So this is what they call in French a dégringolade, a sort of collapse of the two former main parties in this country, which I think signifies a couple of things. The first one is that people are not willing now to keep voting for the traditional parties. They want to move into something where they feel they are having their voice heard, be it for the Greens because they're worried about environmental issues, be it for the Liberal Democrats because they feel that they are more pro-European, or be it for the populist movement because they feel that it's time to move on from the European Union. They want it built some different way. And I think that is why you see that the support for the traditional parties has fallen somewhat. And in France, we have what is almost like a replay of the 2017 election here between Marine Le Pen on one side and Emmanuel Macron on the other. And back in 2017, Marine Le Pen had this disastrous debate with Emmanuel Macron between the 2 rounds of voting, where many people said afterwards she was politically finished because she made a terrible mess of that debate. And she's clawed her way back over the last 2 years, changing the name of the party from the National Front to the National Rally, increasing her support. And this was a make or break election for her, because if she were to come in second place tonight behind Emmanuel Macron, that would pose the question as to whether she would be the strong enough leader to take France into the next general election in 2022. Now she's consolidated that position. She's built back up the party. She's won tonight. We think, according to the first results that has certainly put her in a strong position for leading the National Rally in the next presidential elections here in France.